Hi everyone, welcome back to Rocksteady. This is Tracy, and you may notice I've got a fair few cups of tea in front of me. Well, that's because I really like this tea. Now, I drink this all the time. It's obviously Yorkshire tea, malty biscuit. Malty Biscuit brew. Now, for those of you across the pond, because I do have lots of subscribers from overseas, biscuits means cookies, so it tastes like cookies. Now, I'm familiar with this one and the jam and toast tea. Now, I use both of those, and I have a shop which is hobbyrocks.co.uk, and I stock these in my shop so that people from all around the world can buy them when they're buying craft supplies or puzzles or anything else that I sell. So I wanted to know what this new range of teas are like and whether they compare. So what I've done is I've made my normal trusty biscuit tea. They don't make a jam and toast flavour. I was just showing you that for illustration purposes. But the ones that we have, let's space them out just a little bit. We have Biscuit. So this is by Diplomat, and it's a biscuit tea. So it's saying it tastes like biscuits, which, remember, if you're not in the UK, is cookies. Now, they're all called biscuit tea, their range, and they've gone one step further than Yorkshire. They've made one that tastes like Jaffa cakes. So if you don't get Jaffa cakes where you'll come from, they are a kind of a almost cakey biscuity base with a layer of orange jelly like yumminess and then chocolate on top. So that is a Jaffa cake. It's called a cake. Lots of people think it's a biscuit. There is a debate. I know what they debate about these days, but there is kind of is it a biscuit, is it a cake? But for the purposes of this, it's a biscuit. So obviously it's called a Jaffa cake, but there we go. And this one, which tastes like salted caramel. So I don't know any salted caramel biscuits, so it's just all called biscuit tea for some reason. And this one tastes like salted caramel. Now, the other one that I was doing in my shop was this one, which was the Twinings number 22 dark caramel tea, because this is gorgeous and I liked it. And when I have another channel called Crochet Rocks where I do tutorials and everything, and during a lot of my chats and live streams, people would ask me what I was drinking, and if it wasn't biscuit tea or jam and toast tea, it would be caramel tea. So that's another one that I've stocked in my shop, but it is hard now to get hold of this. It's quite seasonal. So if this one is really good, then I'll be over the moon. I didn't make a cup of caramel tea. I don't know remember what it tastes like all the time. So this is a bit of a taste test. And the reason I haven't made myself a cup of tea with this, I've done two so far, and it tastes fine. But I wanted to compare the two, what it's like, one after the other. And the only way you can do that is if you have two at the same time. So this is my usual biscuit tea. It's a bit hot, but yummy. I've got some water to kind of clear my palate. And then I want to taste this one. I should really have waited for it to cool down. There's no difference. There's no difference at all between these two. No, they are identical. So that's pretty cool. But I really want to know what the Jaffa cake tea tastes like. And the others, well, let's have a go. That doesn't really taste... Well, it's no, actually. I had a little sniff, and I thought, it doesn't smell like Jaffa cakes, but it actually does when you... Okay, to show this is not smell-o-vision, and you can't smell it. It has a taste, a very mild taste of Jaffa cakes. Now, I don't put sugar in my tea. I have black and not strong and without milk. So it's black, Tracy. I have black without sugar and not strong. So that's how I like my tea. And I don't know if this would taste more like a Jaffa cake if I had sugar in it. But I can't bring myself to put sugar in my tea. But yeah, I can taste the orange. I really can taste the orange. It has a very, because orange and bergamot is what makes up Earl Grey, it has that almost orangey Earl Grey flavour, but without that really strong bergamot. So, is it lemon? I don't know. I always thought it was orange and bergamot in Earl Grey. So there is this kind of this almost reminds me of Earl Grey, but in a pleasant way, because I'm not the biggest fan of Earl Grey. Now, I can drink it, but I have to be in the mood, and I'm not really, I can't say I enjoy it. So the salted caramel, wow, that does really smell very, very strongly of caramel. Very strong, more so than the caramel tea by Twinings. That's good. Now the Twinings, there's only one difference that I can tell. That is actually a nice caramel tea, but this one has the flavour of golden syrup, which is a sweetness. There's no calories, there's no sweetener as such in this, but it's got this flavouring of golden syrup, so it almost makes you think it's sweet. And I think that is all that's missing from this particular tea. Of course, if you take any sugar or sweetener in your tea, you're going to get that anyway. But that's all that's missing from that being just like the caramel tea. You can really smell the caramel in that one. I'm going to have my work cut out for me. Be wanting to go to the loo every 5 minutes if I drink all this. Now, this, I can really smell Jaffa. Not as strongly as I can smell caramel, though. And I can really taste that now. Now that it's cooled down a little bit, and I'm going to taste this one again. Definitely taste all of those. They're actually quite nice. So these are Diplomat biscuit teas. We've got the Jaffa, we've got the regular biscuit, and we have the salted caramel. And I've been trying to find these since I was sent a picture of them by my daughter-in-law. I had mistakenly thought they'd be in B&M, but they're not. They're in Aldi. So if you're in the UK and you want to try these, they are in Aldi. If not, I will get some of these and I will put them in my shop, which is hobbyrocks.co.uk. There's a link to the shop in the description box and some voucher codes. I don't know if I mentioned that already, probably. But and also what I like about them is once they open this way, and then you've got a little place to pop that in, and so they seal back up again. Because, you know, it's very difficult having lots of tea caddies, and you can't put them all in the same one because it would just, the flavour would just bleed from one into the other. So I'm going to just drink some of this tea. Not all of it, I don't think. But, yeah, watch out for these at Hobby Rocks. And if you have a Aldi near you, I recommend you try them. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.